Hey everyone, this is Just Being Me coming to you today with a video. I'm on camera, y'all. How y'all doing? Of course, I'm kind of late with coming with the video. I have been playing this video for the last couple of days, but it's something that's really been on my heart. So, of course, I wanted to come to y'all with a video. Now, of course, before we get into this video, as I always say for my replay crew, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell so the next time that a video goes up, you will be notified. And I'm not going to hold y'all. So let's get to it. So, as you can see, my thumbnail said the audacity of a side chick. Y'all, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. I know this is a pre-record. I wish I could have did a live to get your feedback in real time, but please leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel. Now, in the recent, we've heard as far as Kevin Williams, which is Wendy Williams' ex-husband, has went back to court wanting to, start his spousal support back up. He went and he expressed to the judge that he basically is going broke and he has mortgage to pay or homeowners fees to pay or what have you. But we're going to get into it. Now, the reason you're seeing Martel Hoyt as well as Melody Cherie and Arion Curry, aka Coleslaw, if you're familiar with Love and Marriage Huntsville, they automatically came to mind because it's basically the audacity of women this day and time. Now, let's start with the Arion and Melody before we get into the Kevin Hunter and Wendy Williams story. Now, of course, just if you're not familiar with Melody and Martel, they were married. They were a very, very successful couple. They had businesses in Huntsville, Alabama. Of course, they started out pretty much, they both went to college. I want to say both of them, majored in education. And, um, not long after Martel decided to kind of go out on his own, he started a lawn service. The lawn service was, it did pretty well. He did pretty well with the lawn service. And then they actually got into preservation where they would basically, do homes. They was well known in the community. They looked to be the most, power couple. Relationship goals. However, when they came on the big screen in reality TV, with Love and Marriage Huntsville, they started out where, of course, where they were still married. However, they were having problems. Long story short, fast forward, Martel wound up getting Arion Curry, aka Coleslaw, pregnant. Now, from my understanding, allegedly she had you know, prior mishaps where she had, basically terminated pregnancies. However, with this one, she decided that she wanted to keep it. Now, throughout their situation or what have you, she has called Martel over the phone while Melody was around. Melody has answered the phone and basically she let her know, I didn't call for you. Letting her know, I ain't called for you, I called for your husband. I mean, just the pure audacity of you. Not only are you sitting up here fooling around with this woman's husband, but you have the nerve to be disrespectful with it, And so as we move forward, Melody decided to file for divorce because of everything that he had put her through. Now, mind you, if you watch any of my previous videos in reference to them, you'll see where he has done a lot of things, as what I guess he would want to consider get back, maybe get back, to Melody, because she actually, he thought that okay, eventually things will go back to where it was, because I'm pretty sure in the past she had taken him back. But this one time she stood on what, she said, and she decided to love herself more than the fact of being in a marriage with someone that clearly wasn't able to love her the way she was supposed to. So of course he's made taking several shots at her on the show, on social media, things of that nature, to paint her out to be the bad person. We talked about it. A narcissistic person will always find fault in someone else before they find fault in themselves. Now, mind you, he was the one went out, cheated, had a baby, whatever. She picked herself up, and since then have started several businesses. She has been glowing up ever since the divorce. Whereas for him, he has pretty much kind of hit a lot of stumbling blocks. He had a wine that he had came out with, which we don't pretty much hear anything about anymore. He also had a calendar. We don't hear anything about that. We don't hear anything about the book that he wrote. He recently was in Upscale magazine, where I'm assuming, I don't know how the sales went for that, but he was currently in that. And it just seems as though things hadn't been, panning out for him. And a lot of times that's what tend to happen. I always say you can't be dirty to other people and expect for God to continue to bless you. Now, in the background, you got Arion, aka Coleslaw, that has kind of tried to make herself known. She came out about the relationship or situationship with her and Martel. She's did interviews with Tasha K. Of course, she has became social media famous for going back and forth with, people on Instagram, that basically called her out for the things that she's done, and absolutely no accountability. None. She feels as though Melody was the stupid one. She the stupid one. She wants to make 10 as though the show has only survived because they kept bringing up her name, which I haven't heard her name on this show since episode 1 or 2, and now they like in 5 or 6. But again, she just as narcissistic as her baby daddy. She basically feels as though everybody around her is wrong and everybody around her is dumb, but her, you know. So, to me, she sit in the house, she on live all day, hair all over her head, kids running all over the place, just doing whatever. And you could tell that you're unhappy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of that come from the fact that you thought that you had gotten or, hit the gold mine, when in all actuality, when it all came out in the wash, Melody was the gold mine and Martel wasn't, because you have even came out and said yourself, he's just a broke celebrity. In so many words, she kind of hate that him and Melody got a divorce, because basically that cut off her supply. So moving forward, this girl has allegedly went on TikTok and I guess called herself trying to do like a magazine. Now in the magazine, it had her, it had Martel, it had several different bloggers in there. She said that she was actually a cast member on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and she has not one time appeared on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She said that she was worth over $1 million. But yet it's all through the YouTube streets that you live in a Section 8. So I'm trying to make that make sense. But again, if Melody go get a bob, she go get a bob. If Melody go online and promote her skincare, she online promoting her rainbow clothes. I mean, it's like she mimic everything this woman does, and then she still kind of spit fire at Melody, but Melody let go of the very person you were after, and yet he still did not come to you. So I'm trying to understand, why are you mad at her? But it's the audacity. It's the audacity of you to think that you could come in between a marriage and think that everything is going to be peaches and cream for you and everything is going to go how I'm assuming you thought that it should go. You have, said over and over again how the show Love and Marriage Huntsville, they only thrive because they mentioning your name, but yet they never mentioned your name. And behind the scenes, we hear that you trying to get on the show. But Carlos King has told you several times that won't happen because for one, you too disrespectful. Again, I'm trying to figure out how do you think that you're going to appear on a show that Melody pretty much created. Melody is a producer of the show. She's the one that pretty much pitched the show. Melody is the show, but yet and still you feel that you should be on there and get paid for it. The audacity of you. Like, girl, have several seats. It has been over 2 years since Melody and Martel has divorced, and yet has he even so much as taken a picture with you online. He's never even mentioned your name other than calling you a peasant and letting everybody know during the interview that you were 20% to Mel. I'm still trying to figure this out. And now he's parading all over the YouTube and everywhere else with Sheree. Like as posing as if he's in a whole nother relationship. Meanwhile, you at home with Knox. And what? It's nothing, but it's the audacity. It's the audacity of you to be mad at a woman for basically calling you out for fooling with her husband. Like as if she's wrong. But I mean, moving forward, I ain't gonna hold y'all with it because basically it's the audacity of a side chick. They really and truly believe that they are owed something. What are you owed? You knew what you signed up for, and it's always what I didn't know. If a man can't come and spend the night with you, if you can only call at certain times, if man's phone is ringing, he got to excuse himself, things to that nature. What we doing? What else you think he doing? But blatantly, from let him tell it, he's never taken his ring off. So clearly, sis, you knew this man was married, but you chose to look over that because I'm pretty sure at that particular time the dollar signs was looking more, that was looking better to you than your self-respect. And here we are now because it's been clear and notated that you've dealt with him for 5 years or more, and within all that time, yes, you had a son, but what else have you gained? The car that's allegedly he purchased was repossessed. The home that, people allegedly that you had, you're no longer in. Like, what have you did to grow since you've been with this man? We'll wait. I mean, it's sickening. It's sickening, but the audacity of you to be mad at everybody for calling you out because you get online as if Melody did you something. Girl, the audacity. Like you would think by listening to her, and if you not knew this story, you would think that Melody was the side chick and she was the wife, and how dare Mel try to come in and destroy what her and Martel have. But again, the audacity of a side chick. Moving forward, because I'm not gonna hold y'all with that one because I don't want this video to be too long. Going over into Kevin Hunter and Sabrina. So as we know, Wendy Williams, of course, that was married to Kevin Hunter. She divorced him. I can't really remember exactly when the divorce taking place, but she divorced him after finding out that Miss Sabrina, which is here to the right, which may be to your left, either way, was pregnant. It was also confirmed that Kevin had purchased Sabrina a house right down the street from Wendy. So Wendy found out, got wind of all of this. She decided to, get divorced. And what again does a narcissist do? Have the audacity to want spousal support. Now, I tried to read up a little bit on it and everything, I guess, because of the latest, it kept coming up with what is going on now. So I never really was able to figure out what was the reason as to why, you know, she was ever ordered to pay him. But I think it has something to do with the fact that basically he worked for her, and something about in New York, it's a no fault state or something to that nature. So it was like either way it go, um he was entitled to the support. Um as long as Wendy was working, as long as the show was going, kind of fast forward. Of course, we all know Wendy, took sick, and eventually the show, she basically left the show because of her illness. Since then, we know that she has been hospitalized and her health has kind of declined. So he basically presented to the judge, I want to say over a year ago, wanting to know, okay, well, where my spousal support? It was known then that, of course, Wendy has guardianship because of the things that was going on with Wells Fargo. So, of course, they stopped, the payments from him because, again, you were getting paid based off of her having a show. Well, she hasn't been on the show. So how, the obligation was no longer there because she no longer was on the show. Well, in recent here, we see where Kevin Hunter Sr., Wendy Williams' ex-husband, recently shut recently shut down an attempt to have his former wife continue with the alimony and the spousal support. The judge dismissed motions without prejudice and recommended mediation. Now it says, according to the Sun, the judge ruled Kevin's alimony request was not emergent and proceeded to dismiss it without prejudice. On top of the alimony decision, the judge also ruled that Wendy wouldn't be on the hook for Kevin's legal fees. However, the situation isn't totally over, as the judge reportedly noted that Wendy and Kevin are to participate. And I'm sorry, y'all, I kind of cut out right there. And it also states that, and I want to say Kevin said, issues surrounding the severance payments and the QDRO, qualified domestic relations order, are disputed and therefore need to be mediated. Kevin said he needs the spousal support to fund his lifestyle. Notably, the ruling came in spite of Kevin's proclaiming that he had fallen behind on all his bills on the account of all payments stopping, the Sun reported. He also noted that he was at risk of facing foreclosure. And moving forward, we also see here that he stated that I have fallen behind on my most recent bills. I'm currently live in a community that requires payment to homeowners association, and I'm behind on the bill. If the homeowners association fees are not paid, foreclosure will soon follow. Kevin went on to detail how much he relied on Wendy's alimony payments. He also said that my car insurance hasn't been paid as a result of not receiving monthly severance payments. I'm behind on credit card payments because I have no money since the severance of payments were suspended. He added, my life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our agreement. And basically, it also goes on to say the alimony stopped around the time of Wendy's bank froze. Reports that Kevin Hunter brought his matter on back in November. In the motion, he shared that the payments abruptly ended in February 2022, which was around the same time when Wendy's Wells Fargo account was suddenly frozen on accounts suspected of financial exploitation, dementia, and or undue influence. We should also add that Wendy's ex-husband isn't the only family member who was seemingly impacted by the bank account being frozen. As the Shade Room previously reported, Wendy's son, Kevin Hunter Jr., was reportedly sued for $70K in unpaid rent and evicted from his luxury apartment amid the same bank freezing. So basically, what we have here is the sheer audacity. The sheer audacity of him. Now, you and Wendy have been together for years prior to you meeting Sabrina. However it go, I'm not sure how the relationship worked. From my understanding, him and Sabrina had been dealing with each other for quite some time. Allegedly, Wendy knew. So basically, she was letting you cheat in peace. I guess, I don't know. Maybe she just didn't care. However it go, but you were doing you. Pretty much, she found out about the baby. She found out about her living down the street. You had even purchased her a Maserati, Rolls Royce, one of the two, and Wendy had it repossessed because you purchased that with her money. So then it goes on to where Wendy decided to call quits. And I guess, again, as we talked about, pretty much, I guess it's where, they live in a no fault state. So pretty much it was where they would need to split, I guess whatever their, income was, or how even, even though he cheated, is basically, it was what it was. Basically, it says here, let me read it a little bit here. It says a couple pending divorce is happening. This was back, I want to say, in 2019. Couple pending divorce is happening in New Jersey, and because of the state law there, she may be forced to pay him alimony, even though he reportedly cheated and had a baby with his mistress, reports TMZ. Hunter had responded to her divorce filing on May 6, asking for spousal support, and since New Jersey is a no-fault state, the fact that he allegedly got another woman pregnant while he was still married to Wendy really doesn't matter at all. And basically, that was like a report that was done back again in 2019 upon their divorce. Again, the audacity of him to sit up here and ask this woman for spousal support for you to go live happily ever after with your side chick. Now, moving forward, we're in 2023. We know back in 2021, 2022, and now here again in 2023, you have pushed the issue of your payment, knowing that she has been hospitalized, knowing that she's been having issues with Wells Fargo, you know that she's just having a tough time. So you still are pushing the issue about her paying you spousal support to support basically you and your side chick. How about you and your side chick go get a job? If your house is up for foreclosure, you haven't paid your insurance. Oh, and I forgot, he's supposed to have hip surgery, or he needs hip surgery, and he doesn't have health insurance. Boo hoo. Who cares? You look fine to me. Go get a job. Tell your baby mama, she young, vibrant. Tell her to go get a job. Like, out of all the money that y'all got from Wendy, out the settlement, the spouse support, neither one of you decided to invest it in a business, anything that could, bring reoccurring income. Oh, the both of you decide we gonna chill and basically live off her dime. I'm glad it cut it off. And some people are saying, oh, what if this was a plot from Wendy, so she no longer had to pay? If she did, I applaud her. Kudos to her in real life, because that take a strong woman to even sit up here, go to work every day, do what she do. She had health issues even when she still was on the show at the end, she still was going through health issues, having to go to work. And just to think that some of her income would have to go to the very man she married and trusted, who decided to go out and find whatever he found in another woman. And here it is, I'm responsible for taking care and make sure that they have a good life. Y'all, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, that's a hard pill to swallow. And I'm not going to be on this internet saying what I could have, should have, would have done if I was her. But baby, you and Sabrina, y'all could have been in that house all right. But I guarantee you it wouldn't have been peaceful. Not one day. Because, oh, this our house. This our house. So if I decided to come beating on the door at 5 o'clock a.m., we going to do that. And it wasn't because I care about him. It's because basically, oh, I want to be able to, do what I want to do at my house, pretty much. It's so sad. And then the pure audacity of this Black woman to sit up here and just sit back and allow, well, I'm not going to say allow, but sit back and be cool with him sucking this woman dry. Does it ever dawn on you people? I'm going to use the you people. Do it ever dawn on y'all that the way he is doing you, I mean, the way he has done the person that he swore before God behind, do you think that he's really gonna be true to you to the end? Because mind you, both of these marriages, Martel and Melody, Kevin and Wendy, are both 10 years plus relationships that I'm pretty sure we know that. Again, I said Melody and Martel, they were millionaires before they ever got on Love and Marriage Huntsville due to what they had done there in their community in Alabama. Wendy and Kevin, we know basically they were, they was it, you know, from being part of the hip hop world to her being on radio stations to her getting her own show. And he has always been like the producer, manager, whatever he was to her. So basically, they grew up and blowed up together. And after, years of being together, it ended up here. So my question to either one of these ladies is, wouldn't you be a little afraid as to how it would end up with you? Well, of course, we know, Arion, you already know what your end demise is because he still ain't with you. He never, at least I guess you could say Kevin did go off with his baby mama. Martel left you sitting over there on the couch looking like a werewolf, and he still ain't never committed or nothing to you. he's he's too busy still running behind Melody and worried about who taking up her time and where she going and how many babysitters she have, so he still ain't worried about you. But Kevin, on the other hand, he's over here living the life, or what he thought would be the life, because he thought he had it all made because his ex-wife was providing a lifestyle for him and his side chick. So now what? What are y'all gonna do? Will the house be foreclosed? Will you not get a new hip? I mean, I just want to know. Like, are y'all gonna get a job? Like, what's gonna be the end result? Because now that the judge has said no, now from my understanding, it's not over. It can go to mediation, but based off of the agreement that you had, it was as long as she had the show. Well, she doesn't have the show. So, sir, it sounds as though you and your side chick might have to get a job. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at this point, between the year that it stopped back last year up to now, nobody still didn't think we got to get some income going, to be able to stay afloat. I guess not. I guess you can't think past that because clearly you couldn't think past what was between somebody's legs enough to save what you had. And in both of these situations, it looked as though it was cheaper to keep them. But again, when you're dealing with narcissistic people, they don't believe that the women is strong enough to really leave. So when the women have the courage and the strength to leave, they don't know how to take that because they basically has lost control of the situation. And then we see what Martel is doing. He's taking Melody back and forth to court for custody based off of he claiming she got 24 babysitters, and which we know that's not true. He didn't set up here and try to put on blast to say that she dating a man from the city or whatever. You know, he just go on and on and on because at the end of the day, you're jealous. You're jealous of her because despite what you put her through, despite what has all transpired, she was able to pick herself up and keep moving. And that offends you. And that's, basically she moving on without you. So now we see the real deal. She was the engine and the force in your marriage. And now that you don't have that, you almost don't have nothing. And sadly to say, you stripped Arion from, I'm assuming, having anything either, because here it is, she spent all those years thinking and hoping and praying that eventually she can have Mel's husband. And now that Mel's husband is no longer Mel's husband, he still ain't nothing but your baby daddy. Damn. That's messed up there, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to do a video because basically it's the audacity. It's the audacity of the side chicks to feel as though they are entitled to anything. Like, who said that the wife need to take care of you? Like, Sabrina, what you thought? What you thought? Like, basically, both of y'all set up there like a bump on a log, even after you knew the payments had stopped, and neither one of y'all decided to get up and make it happen. Like, y'all have a child. So that kind of shows who Sabrina is. We already know who she is, but that also confirms otherwise as well, that you basically somebody that just sit back and rely on somebody else to do for you. Because where you at and what motion you got going on? Because it shouldn't be, even with Wendy payments stopping, you as a woman, as a mother, you should still have motion. So, I mean, what are you doing? Arion, we already know you ain't doing nothing because you can't get past the house. I mean, you sitting up there going live all day, arguing all day, and selling clothes that look like you purchased from Alibaba. I don't know where you get them clothes from, but anyways, but it's like, where's the accountability? Where is the thought of maybe things are not working out because of my actions? Maybe I need to ask for forgiveness even within myself and try to do better. But then when things don't go as planned, or in case of Arion, and he's still not with you, so you still got to come online and be aggravated and angry with everybody, you get the video vixen. Because now, as we see with her, she was alleged side chick for years, wrote a book about it. And now when she thought that maybe she has something real, we find out now that she is pregnant and her baby daddy is not doing what she feels need to be done. He's not claiming the child, not claiming her. He's being seen with other women. It's hard to feel sorry for you, even after all of these years, because did you not ever think that karma was gonna spin the block? Like, you have to sometimes sit back and think of the things that you've done to other people and know eventually karma gonna spin that block. And normally it spin the block on you just when you find that one person that you love, you've given your heart to, that you see yourself being with, and they go karma spinning the block on you. Got to remind you. You remember when you was calling that man phone in the middle of the night? You remember when you laughed because the woman decided to knock on your door because her husband was there and you thought it was funny? You remember when you sat up there and played online and, threw jabs, thought it was funny? Here you go. This for you. So, I mean, that's something that people need to think about. I don't, in 2023, it's like they have normalized side chicks. Like it's I don't know. But just know, do you. I ain't judging nobody because, it is what it is. But just know, don't look for people to be empathetic to what you're going through when things don't work out your way. Know that karma is real and it will spin the block every time. And for every time that a woman has cried due to things that you've done, you're going to cry those tears plus more. Because one thing for sure and two for certain, God don't like ugly. Never do. Look at the two situations here. One can't even get past Instagram, and here the other one, I'm assuming, gonna be kicked out by the homeowners association. Both of the men looking sad, and I don't know what. One out here playing stalkerish, and we praying to God that he gets some seek help. But I mean, look how it happens. Look how it happens, and it's sad, but it's true. But y'all, that was it. That's all I have here for today. Tonight. That's all I have. I just wanted to come and do a quick video because I just thought, like, what is, the audacity of women, men, whomever, to feel as though it's okay to be that side chick. It's okay to carry that label and feel as though it's okay to cause pain to somebody else and expect for everything to just go peachy cream with you, like karma won't spin the block on you. But y'all, again, that was all I had. I will be coming back with a video. I did kind of want to dig a little more into the Tyree Nichols because I have seen here that, of course, it's been some information that's been shared stating that one of the officers had taken pictures and had them shared them with other people. I did do a short on that. If you haven't seen it, go over and watch that. But I think I may go ahead and do a video, or I might just wait to see, if there's anything more developing. But either way, I will holler at y'all later. Of course, I will be doing my weekly reviews of Love and Marriage DC come the weekend. If you have any special topics or anything that you would like for me to discuss, share the panel, or anything to that nature, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email and contact information is going to be in this description. Please don't forget to go over to Blessed Wicks Candle Co., where you can also buy all of your home fragrance needs. I will be doing a relaunch where I will be getting new labels and new vessels, so watch out for that. And again, please don't forget to like, share, and please leave your comment on how do you feel about the topic that we discussed tonight. Turn on those notification bells so you'll be notified when another video come out. And again, as always, y'all stay blessed, stay lit, and until next time, bye-bye.